I had a client call earlier today and say that the end user and their key would no longer operate their Kawneer 1686 concealed vertical rod exit device. The client couldn't tell me if it had worked and stopped working, or if they were trying to add an exterior key control to the device. The clue that the client was able to provide is that the field tech felt like there was something missing from the device. Okay, I don't have a 1686 installed anywhere around me, and nor do I have necessarily the time in my schedule to get a door, prep it, install it, and then video me actually demonstrating it. So this video is going to be the hardware behind me giving you an idea of what I believe to be the problem is. So on a Kawneer 1686, there's different arrangements of this device. So let's talk about that now. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. And part of the issue is that the installation instructions are not super clear, and that you do have to read all of it to kind of glean what they're attempting to convey. So, first of all, you can have this device as exit only, and I have the vertical rods here. I've got the rest of it here. It doesn't matter. I've got the vertical rods here, and what I'm showing here is a left hand. So this is what the inside of the door looks like for a right-hand reverse device. Well, this side is the important side, and I'm going to bring this closer in a minute. Now, the way that you can configure this is exit only. Okay. You can have a cylinder mounting pad on the outside, which is really nothing other than a rectangular piece of milled aluminum. Or you can have a keyed lever trim. Lever trim with a key in it. Okay. The installation instructions, and we're going to go over it, say if you're exit only, you must remove a part, is what you must do. And that part you must remove is the dogging pawl. P-A-W-L. It's this right here. That's the dogging pawl. So when the client says they feel like they're missing something, yeah, they're probably missing the dogging pawl. It's right here. Okay. This retractor stays on at all times. So if you're doing exit only, you're going to remove the dogging pawl. Okay. If you are doing the cylinder mounting pad, you have to have the dogging pawl. If you're doing the exterior lever trim, you have to remove the dogging pawl. So what likely has happened is the client didn't know if it had ever worked, like I said. It could be that they're trying to add a key on the outside, and that per the instructions, when it was installed originally as exit only, the part was removed. And they're putting on a cylinder mounting pad because that's what the client called to discuss, the cylinder mounting pad. And the key didn't do anything. Yeah, probably because the dogging pawl has been removed. If you've got the exterior lever trim, you have to remove it as well. So let's switch to the screen view and let's look at the supporting documentation. The purpose of this video is I'm not showing it demonstrated on a door. I don't have that available to me, but at least to say, if you've got this, you're missing this part. If you've got this, you have to have this part. If you've got this, you must be missing this part. And let's go over it now. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Okay, now in no particular order, so the client called me about a 133647. No, that's not what the client called about. The client called about a Kawneer, I don't remember the part number, cylinder mounting pad. All right. So nothing other than a piece of aluminum, and this is, I don't have a good picture of it here. It looks like this. Let's look at the installation instructions, and this is probably to the device. Yeah, it is. Okay, great. This should take care of two of the scenarios. So That's the dogging pawl right there. Now, it clearly says, for inactive doors without exterior cylinder, or doors without the need for exterior cylinder dogging, the removal of the cylinder dogging pawl is required. Now, let's clarify this. There's no way for you to stick a rim cylinder into this like you would with a rim device and get in. Doesn't work that way. The only way to get in with a key is to have the lever trim. Otherwise, if you want a key on the outside, all it's doing is dogging the device, which means you're going to have to get in through another door, open the door, depress the touchpad, and then set it into a state of being dogged down, is what it seems to me. So, for inactive doors without exterior cylinder, or doors without the need for exterior cylinder dogging, the removing of the dogging pawl is required. All active doors with cylinder locking will require the cylinder dogging mechanism to be activated before rod and center case assembly is inserted into the active style. Okay. That's just an installation step. Removal of the cylinder dogging pawl. It's right here. 2 screws. There's a flat spring in here that you have to be mindful of, although you won't need it once the dogging pawl is removed. Now, when we get to the second page, we see the cylinder mounting pad. On the exterior side of the door, install the cylinder assembly into the cutout. The cylinder needs to be, and that's a 15/16 cylinder with an Adams right cam. The cylinder assembly should be tightly secured to ensure that the mounting pad is placed square upon the door stile and cannot be moved. Yeah, that's pretty important, that it can't move so that the tailpiece, or the cam, doesn't shift. Once the center case assembly and mounting pad is secured to the active door stile, insert cylinder key and turn counterclockwise to deactivate exterior cylinder dogging mechanism. So what they said was, before you assemble this, you have to put it into a state of being dogged. After you get the device on, after you get the cylinder mounting pad on and the center rod assembly in, you immediately have to undog it. Now, what they're really importantly saying here is the only way this works is that you have to undog it. The only way to dog it is to have the dogging pad. So it seems to me, and it's not clear because there's not a telephone number to call and get tech support on this device that I'm aware of, is if you have a cylinder mounting pad, all this is doing is allowing you to dog the device open, which means you must enter through another opening. Okay, now the other way to do this would be with the exterior trim that they make for the 1686 device. And let's look at the instructions for the device, for the gizmo here. So what's going to happen is, when you have this trim, you're going to assemble the trim. You're going to put it together the way it needs to be put together, and the key is going to control the cam. The cam is going to control the lock arm switch. Either the mechanism is permitted to move vertically by means of rotating the lever and the spindle, or it's not. If it is, this cam is going to rotate. The exit device engagement pin is what's going to force the same item. Let's see if it's here in the parts drawing. I doubt it. Yeah, it's not here. It's the same document, is what I'm obviously determining. Yeah, they don't do a good job showing us that part at all. Well, no, they don't. So I will show that to you when we switch back to the camera view in a moment. So the bottom line is the cam is what's going to rotate the other cam, I suppose, the driving cam on the center case on the vertical rod, the concealed vertical rod assembly. It's what's going to allow that to rotate. So let's switch to the camera view and I'll show you the part I'm talking about. Again, I showed it, you would have seen it initially in the video, but we'll switch to the camera view and ultimately wrap this up. Thank you. If you've made it this far into this video, you must be determined to see it through to the end, and we appreciate your hanging in there with us and watching this entire video. It means a lot. It takes a lot of work to create these videos in the sense that, you know, it's time taken away from doing other things. However, the advantage for me personally of creating these videos is the fact that it does allow myself to either learn about something new, to reacquaint myself with something, or to reinforce what I believe that I already know. Any comments that you might leave down below would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So if there's something missing from the client's exit device, yeah, it's the dogging pawl. And if they're trying to add dogging to it, and they don't have that, it's not going to work. The only way to dog that device would be from the inside with cylinder dogging. So here's the part that I'm referring to. And it's difficult because this is a full, you know, exit device. The issue is oh yeah, I can. Yeah. This part right here. The dogging pawl has got to get removed. Okay, when you rotate this, when the rods get pushed in, like they are now, you see how that moves? At that moment, I can throw and set the dogging paw. Now it's dogged. These latches are now retracted. It's evidenced, well, if you look down here, you can see that when I push them in and throw the paw, it holds it retracted. Okay, now it's not. So this is the part that's going to get driven by the cam on the inside of the lever trim. So the only way to get in from the outside is to have the exterior lever trim dogging paw removed. The only way to dog this is you must have the dogging paw, at which point you would do it with the cylinder mounting pad. So all you're doing is dogging it. Now, it's possible that something that I've said in this video is wrong. I don't believe it is, but if anything that I've said is incorrect, please let me know. It would be a lot easier if I had a door standing here with a oval cut in the door so that I could literally demonstrate to you the function of the trim. I don't have that. So please contribute to the conversation. Spreading the knowledge is good. Everyone loves it. Everyone benefits from it. And please let me know if I've erred in any way. Otherwise, I hope this video, lacking in brevity, was at least of some benefit. Thank you very much. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.